So Mark, did you see that video of Secret Pizza at Cosmo? The line was like stretching way out into like the promenade, and it made me wonder. I put on Twitter, I said, it's good, but it's not that good. Our friends at JR Food and Travel said, drunk, but not that drunk. Would you wait in that line for Secret Pizza at Cosmo?
I wouldn't wait in that line for any pizza. Like, there's nothing that's that good. I mean, I don't understand it. I know we always make comments that like Vegas late at night is kind of terrible now for food and stuff. But there's other places open. You can walk, to a different place. Cake Boss, his pizza place is open late. You could have gone there. Pin Up Pizza maybe, stuff like that. So there were
Taco Bell
options.
Cantina, baby. Taco Bell
Yeah.
Cantina right across the
Oh,
street.
so dirty. But but no, there's so many options. I couldn't see waiting line. Now, if that was like if you're at Resorts World and that's the only thing open, that's one of the problems with Resorts World. Then I could see it like, hey, if you're really hungry, you're just gonna wait. But I mean, you could Uber Eat something and get it quicker. I feel so.
It reminds me of like egg slice. I just feel like culture, like things get like so hyped up that people, when they come to Vegas, they have to do it. Like every time I've stayed at Cosmo or I'm through Cosmo, the line at Egg Slut is like just enormous. And I've never eaten at Egg Slut because of that. It looks good, but I'm not going to wait an hour for an egg sandwich. So yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like it's all the
breakfast is
same
breakfast,
thing.
man.
Yeah, thankfully during the pandemic, I did try Secret Pizza. Like I said, good, but not that good. All right, Mark, the big news of the week was the 10 best from USA Today. Now, they do this 10 best listing for like every category you can possibly imagine. Our lame claim to fame, in 2016, they did the best miles and points blogs. We ranked number 7. So I guess we're not going to trash 10 best too much. But basically, they have people vote on like what's the best thing in every category. Several Vegas categories came up. They just released the results. Some interesting results there. People might not know, but this is really sort of a marketing, I'm not going to call it a scheme, but a marketing thing, right? 10 best, if you want to use them in your marketing to say, oh, I was voted 10 best, they charge you as the business to do it. And I only know that because we did win that. But let's start with Best Vegas Casino. What did you think about the list? D Las Vegas finishes number 1. I'll throw up the whole list there. Cosmo at number 8, Wynn at number 9. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it was weird that 3 were downtown Fremont, the top 3 downtown casinos, which I guess they have. USA Today hasn't been on Fremont lately because nobody wants to go hang out there long term. I mean, I love the D. The D is a great time always. The dealers are always fun, energetic, dancing, good music, cool big bar, all that stuff. So I love the D. And I guess if you're looking at it from like an everyman perspective, good odds. Good bet limits, where when you go to the strip like an Aria and stuff, Cosmo, you can't sit at a table at night for under like $50 usually a lot of times. So I could see it from that perspective, but I don't know what their criteria was, but I definitely wouldn't put D number 1.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because of Sigma Derby, maybe that's why D finished number 1 to throw back to last week's show. But it's interesting, Circa's not on there, right? I mean, same owners, much better casino, I think, than D. So that's interesting. It really does come to the marketing, right? They send emails out to their players club, to their best customers, and it does seem like the downtown casinos did the best job. It's interesting, though, the D number 1, Downtown Grand number 2, and Plaza number 3, they're all different owners. So yeah, I guess the people who like downtown Las Vegas are the ones who voted in this poll. But Caesars Palace
And
number 4.
downtown Grand's so small too. Like for a casino, it's just tiny. I mean, it's nice. I like it, but it's tiny.
Yeah, so I don't know about this category. This one is one that maybe we should overlook a little bit. Best Vegas casinos are on the Strip, and I would argue Wynn, Cosmo, a few others, maybe Venetian, Palazzo, really nice casinos there. I like downtown. I would put Circa on the list, though, for sure, and it didn't make it either, so, we'll take that with a grain of salt.
I'd put Circa on there just, for the big sports book being there and all that, and just the being newer and well designed, and the theme throughout makes sense. So I would put Circa on there for sure. I was happy to see Paris made it on the list. I think that's the most undervalued strip casino, probably, my unheralded favorite, especially for Caesars properties. I think that's definitely a diamond in the rough in their portfolio, and I'm glad to see that one on there.
All right, so moving on. Best attraction, the Ma Museum came up. So once again, downtown Las Vegas, winning out. Red Rock National Conservation Area, definitely worth visiting. High Roller, the Bellagio Fountains Conservatory. Number 10 is the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay. So interesting mix of stuff there. I don't know. It's pretty good.
What's up with the
Pretty good
Hoover
list.
Dam? That's not Vegas.
Yes, it is. It's southern. Yes, that's Vegas. I mean, technically not, but yes, it's in the Las Vegas area.
If you want to take a whole day, yeah, that's not in the
No, it's
area
only an
to me.
hour. Come on, it's only an hour outside. But I mean, it's Red Rock is depending on where you go in Red Rock, probably similar distance, maybe 15, 20 minutes closer. But I put them all in the Vegas area. But I think that's good. But let's talk Best Players Club because Caesars Entertainment, Caesars Rewards wins number 1, and then you have like a bunch of regional players clubs, and then MGM Rewards at number 10. So they placed, but it's interesting because I think a lot of people would have put MGM Rewards on top, but then the recent changes to the way you earn tier credits and things like that have hurt it. But people still loving Caesars.
Yeah, which Caesars like 5-10 years ago was amazing. Now it's very watered down. I still think I'll give them credit that to earn their status is probably easier to get like diamond status. A regular player going 3 times a year can probably do it. If you play it right, work off promos or do all your betting in one day versus spread out, stuff like that. Like there's tricks to it that you can earn level up quick, where MGM takes forever to get their status. I feel like I do like the changes they've made, not on the earning aspect, but giving waived resort fees and the gold celebration dinner, stuff like that. I feel like they improved it a bit, but it is a hard status to earn. I kind of expected, from what I've heard, Treasure Island has a pretty good program, so I expected that to be a little bit higher for mid-tier players. Resorts World, not too surprised there.
So, I mean, one interesting brand that you might know is Hard Rock. It's weird because Hard Rock has their wild card program. It's separate in Atlantic City from the rest of their properties. So their Atlantic City program ranked 4. Their other ones ranked 9. I'm not sure which version they're going to bring to Las Vegas, if it's going to be its own thing or if it's going to be tied into the other ones. But that's one that's going to be coming to Las Vegas, so that's good to see. Oceans in Atlantic City placed there. Momentum from Mohegan Sun, which I guess is also in Las Vegas. I forget Virgin Hotels. So yeah, so they ranked as well. So yeah, a lot of like regional stuff. Not a big deal, but I agree with you. MGM Rewards, a mixed bag with all the changes. But if you're like a hardcore gambler trying to earn tier credits and that status, they definitely made it harder. But we've talked about their comps have been pretty good lately. You definitely get some cool stuff with waived resort fees, other things as well. So yeah, mixed bag overall. All right, let's talk Best Casino Show. And I know which show you were hoping to vote number 1 in Las Vegas. But Oceans Resort and Casino in Atlantic City finished 1. Magical Mystery Doors, that's a show I'd never heard of. Talking about Las Vegas, Michael Jackson 1 finished number 2 overall, number 1 in Las Vegas. Anything stand out there?
Yeah, Ka shouldn't be on the list.
What? Ka is amazing. That stage is, you're just trying to trigger me.
No,
I've
said that I fell asleep a bit during Ka. Like the stage is really cool. Outside of that, they could just do stage stuff for like 30 minutes and call it a day. I feel like, I don't know. I had high expectations for that. Absinthe is one that I definitely want to get to. I've always heard great things about, and that was higher up on the list. So I was surprised that wasn't number 1 in Vegas because, I think it's been for a few years it was number 1. So I thought that would finish up there.
Yeah, other ones on the list, Beatles Love, and like you said, you have Absinthe, Shania Twain.
Oh, I thought you were going to say and Ka, and then I was like this.
And Big Elvis at Harrah's finished number 3, so who knew? I don't know much about Big Elvis, but those Elvis fans are out there. I mean, of course, he was a big performer in Las Vegas at the International, which is what became the Las Vegas Hilton. So a great history in Las Vegas to him. And then the last one was Best Casino Restaurant. And I mean, there's so many good casino restaurants, and none of them are on this list. I mean, Palms All You Can Eat Buffet is on the list. That just tells you how good. There's ones in Atlantic City. Yeah, we don't need to spend time on that. I'll throw it up there.
It's like this list is terrible. Moving on.
I want to move on to Buffalo Bills in Primm because this is a casino that's been closed since March of 2020 with COVID. It opened one time previously for a concert. It just opened this past weekend again for another concert. And our intrepid reporter, John Ryan, the at Vegas Teenager on Twitter, he messaged me. He said, I'm going to be out there. Do you want me to film it? And so he was nice enough to take some videos for us of what Buffalo Bills looks like right now. Now, Buffalo Bills is going to open one more time this year, and it's going to be in late November for yet another concert. It'll open for Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll get a room there. I can film it. And so I went to their website, and it was like $79, I think, for Friday or Saturday, $49 for Sunday. but $22 resort fee not included. This is a casino that's been open a total of 6 days in 3 years, and they're charging a $22 resort fee. John Ryan, when he was there, he asked them, and they said it includes the gym, the internet, the pool, and parking, all things that were included before for free. I mean, this place has tons of parking, but yeah, so $22 resort fee, let's start there for a casino that's been closed for basically 3 years.
Yeah, if the internet was always free, then that seems kind of messed up, but internet's usually a big one, so that will cost you $10. Most places 10, $15. So at least they threw that in there. I love when they throw the gym in there because I never use the gym, so okay, I'd rather you charge people $5 to use the gym myself. But it is kind of crazy because it's not a resort. The pool looks like a Days Inn pool. There's nothing spectacular.
Well, it is buffalo shaped. The pool is in the shape of a buffalo, which is
you can't
very
tell that
impressive.
when you're swimming. When you're swimming, you can't see it.
But you can if you're looking at it from, yeah, so I don't know.
But, I mean, we've talked about this in the miles and points aspect. It's just basically they would have charged $22 more. They're just trying to keep this money to themselves and keep it away from the Expedias of the world and the OTAs and all that stuff. So, we don't like seeing it, but it's the same price it probably would have been anyway. It's just crazy. How do they staff this place for 3 days at a time every few months? I don't know where they're finding the people. Then everybody's not trained very well, and it's just so bizarre that they're doing it this way. And who wants to have a show at a place that's been closed for 3 months at a time and then, we'll open it up for you. It just, I don't know how any of it works.
Well, maybe they're getting good financial deal. I mean, it's a fairly big arena there, several thousand seats, so perhaps they're able to get a good deal because they're coming there. But yeah, I mean, John Ryan said staff wasn't very friendly. Garbage cans were overflowing. I'm guessing that they're pulling the staff from their other 2 properties, maybe paying overtime, something like that, because it wouldn't make sense to hire people for just a couple days, and especially for the casino positions, stuff like that. The video shows, it looks a lot like it used to. You have all that theming from the past, which, has seen much better days. Trees in the casino. One thing that was interesting, they have electronic table games. I think they have a big wheel. They have craps, so they have a few different electronic table games there. I was really interested to see they opened the buffet. That was something that was interesting to me, that they opened the buffet for the weekend. So I guess people were out there. Lots of Modelo kind of theming, Modelo slot areas. That fits in with the band, very popular Spanish-speaking band. So, with the clientele that they're getting. Good to see it open. All the rides areas are closed. Of course, that's my love. Just somebody who's seen it so much over the years. It was very sad to see the coaster areas empty. The log flume is all drained and just sitting there sadly in the middle of the casino. But the frog hopper is there, so Ellie would be happy. It does look very sparse. One thing I noticed in the casino footage is that there's a lot of older machines there. So people who like the older slot machines, not the new fancy 10-foot tall video screen ones that you see at all the casinos in Vegas now. You're going to get a throwback to some of the older machines, even machines like the old Texas T from 20 years ago. So, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it looked kind of fun, like a little local type casino with a little bit of theming, and the restaurant area looked pretty cool, like the rocks they have built into the wall and everything. And it was busier than I thought it would be, and I'm assuming even on top of people going to the concert, people were just wanting to go check it out after a couple of years or nostalgia sake. So maybe this is working out. I don't know why they don't just open it at least on the weekends. You think Friday through Sunday would make sense? Maybe I don't know. Get some of the traffic coming to and from, but it's good to see that they're doing something with it. I'd keep the roller coaster open all the time. People drive just to do that, I think.
Yeah, who knows where the status of the rides are as far as maintenance and stuff. They did a lot of refurbishment work on that coaster in 2019 to get it back open. It had been closed for a couple years. I actually rode it a couple times in 2019. So hopefully they can still do it. They did invest money in it. I agree with you. I think people would pay money to go ride that stuff, ride the frog hopper. The log flume was always fun too, but we don't know what the status of that is. I too am very perplexed as to why they don't open it on the weekends and stuff. You would think with as much traffic that they would be able to at least make some money there, but I guess not. I guess they are figuring with Primm Valley right next door, it's they can't have both of those casinos. Speaking of that, the mall at Primm Valley, we've talked about it on the show. I think I filmed it just a couple months ago and we talked about it. I think it's down to just a Michael Kors store, Levi's, a Bath and Body Works, and a thrift store. That's what John said. That's like a 300,000 square foot mall. It's a huge mall. down to just a couple stores. It's dead. It's a dead mall.
They probably still have the people that get up early and go walk the mall. There's always a group of people, no matter if the mall has stores or not, that just walk it every morning.
It has air conditioning.
Yeah, so it's still good for that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm still waiting. Somebody should open up a T-shirt shop that says "Primm for Trim." I'm going with that slogan. We need to keep it. We should wear shirts like that to it.
Now, if anybody wants to see more of like what Primm looked like during COVID, there's a great video on the channel I filmed. It's actually been quite popular lately. That'll show you what it was like in the heart of COVID when Buffalo Bills was originally shut down, what everything looked like. A really fun video to watch to kind of remind you of how things were a couple years ago. But thanks to John Ryan for filming that stuff for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed a look back inside this long closed casino. It will open back up in late November if you want to go check it out yourself.
You know what they need to do to really sell it out is bring Chris Angel in for a show.
Yes. I heard that's in the works.
That 2,000 seat theater will at least get 20 to 27 people in there.
Yeah, that's how you fill up Buffalo Bills. Now, Mark, Las Vegas is on the verge of its very first Major League championship. That's the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team that's been in Las Vegas for a few years. They are in the WNBA Finals. They won Game 1. So by the 15th, maybe, if they win the 3 games, I think September 15th would be the day they clinch. But it's best of 5 series, I think. So within the next week or so, we could have the Las Vegas Aces, the first Vegas champions.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Mark Davis just bought the team a year or two ago, so he's gonna get that trophy because he's never gonna get one with the Raiders. So
they lost to start the season 0-1, as did my Green Bay Packers, who looked absolutely terrible. But hopefully the Raiders, they're supposed to be good this year, but yeah, rough start for them. But yeah, at least he's happy with that WNBA franchise doing well. He bought it from MGM, who brought it to Las Vegas. It was the San Antonio franchise for a long time. I think it started 25 years ago as the Utah franchise. So yeah, it's good to see it. It's a major sport, a major league, and Las Vegas representing. All right, Mark, another story this week made national news, and it's sort of crazy, maybe a throwback to old Vegas and the old time things that used to happen here. An investigative reporter for the Las Vegas Sun, his name is Jeff German. He's been around forever. I mean, investigating the mob, investigating casino bosses. He has investigated some really crazy things. And this year he started investigating our county administrator, a guy named Robert Tellis. And basically what he uncovered was, not a good workplace. There's a lot of other stuff, and that people can find his reporting at Las Vegas Sun. Basically, that cost Robert Tellis his election. He lost his primary election, really upset. He's been charged with murder. And, there's a lot of evidence the police uncovered. There was this whole kind of standoff thing where he was harming himself, but he didn't, there was all this craziness. But basically, he was found the police were able to track his car via camera, basically from the crime scene back to his house. There's a lot of other stuff, DNA evidence. But yeah, it's just crazy story. I guess we just wanted to talk about it because it did make national attention. It sucks. It's a sad story.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's been there since I think the 80s. So he's been through some big crime affiliates, crime bosses, stuff like that, and written about him. And that didn't cost him his life, but this did. Which, it's not like the guy was even going to jail or anything. It was just he had a toxic work environment and lost an election, which it's a good paying job, I assume, price low 6 figures. But it's not like end of the world type of stuff that you should go after somebody. So, something must have been off in his head to begin with. But it's sad to see that that's what comes to this. And then anytime a journalist gets harmed or murdered, it really, the next time somebody's trying to break a story or tell the truth, they think, a second time or back off or are afraid to do it. So it's like even worse. Anytime anybody gets murdered is horrible. But the fact that it's a journalist trying to just release the truth to people makes it that much worse, I think.
I totally agree. I'm sure this is going to be a story. This kind of reminded me of the Binion murder trial, like maybe 20 years ago, which was a very national story, and it was covered in all the news and the trial and everything else. I expect that we'll probably see something similar as this goes down because it has all these sort of crazy aspects to the story. So we'll hear a lot about this as it goes on. But very sad for journalism, as you say. Very sad for Jeff German's family, and and our condolences to them. Let's talk about this promo that somebody in our Facebook group, I think, uncovered and you wrote about on milestomemories.com at the Rampart Casino, which the hotel there is JW Marriott. It's a very nice hotel, right on a very nice in a golf area, beautiful property. And it's part of Marriott, obviously, Marriott Bonvoy as a JW Marriott property. And they have this promotion that it seems too good to be true, Mark. I mean, to earn points, this is sort of a crossover between our miles and points side, but how exactly does it work?
It's kind of cool, and I think this has actually been going on for a while, and they just happened to share the photo, but people had said they've done it for a year or so. So I think it's not like a limited time promotion, it's an ongoing thing. But what you can do is, if you earn points in their program, you can go to the rewards desk and you can turn those points into Bonvoy points. Okay. So I think you have to do it in chunks of 200. So as soon as you get 200 points, you can turn them into 200 Bonvoy points. There's no cap, which I thought was interesting. The one rule is they say you have to be staying on property, so staying at the hotel to do it. But everybody that commented said they've never been asked that. So I don't know if they check it in their computer or system or whatever. But if you get a cheap night and you have points built up, it could be worth it. So, this is worth, Bonvoy points are probably worth, half a cent to 0.6 of a cent, where their own rewards program, if you're using it to stay at the hotel or to use it on dining and stuff, is only worth 1/10 of a penny. So this is 5 to 6 times more value by transferring them to Bonvoy. And, Marriott's everywhere. So you can use this to go on a trip to pretty much anywhere in the world, which is insane that a promotion like this or a partnership offers you 5 to 6 times more value than the original program. I've never seen anything like that, really.
Yeah, it's a great thing, and you have a whole breakdown of exactly how it works and what you need to do. So we'll put a link in the description. Just thought we would let people know that it exists, and it's a very nice property. I lost quite a bit of money at that casino way back in the day, but
it's like
that's a story for another time.
A locals place. I heard it's an older clientele and mostly locals. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's in Summerlin, so it's right down the street from Suncoast, and I think the casino is more of a local casino. It struggled for a long time, but sort of found its footing, had different managers in the casino. I think the hotel and the casino are managed separately, actually. So, but the hotel itself is JW Marriott. I've seen the rooms there. They're very nice. It's a very nice area in Summerlin, and there's a lot around there as well. So it's worth checking out. All right, so did you see that Silverton? This has got to be the most eclectic property in Las Vegas. So it starts out as like this casino lodge. It used to be called Boomtown. But then, over the years, they've added on.
Boomtown. Yeah. They kept it Boomtown.
I mean, and there is still, I think the Boomtown is in Biloxi, and I think there's another one or two around. But it became Silverton a long time ago, and it had a ton of land with it. And over time, they've sort of redeveloped the land. Part of it is now like a shopping center that they built across the street. They built a Cracker Barrel. They also built a Hyatt Place hotel separate from, which is owned by the same owners. Then there's that kind of condo tower that's there. There's a big Bass Pro Shops that was added on to the casino. And now they're building an apartment building, a 290 unit, 5-story complex that's going to feature a golf simulator, a courtyard with hammocks and bocce ball, units from 600 to 1,300 square feet. So like slowly over time, this was a massive amount of land, and they're just basically, filling out the land.
Yeah, it seems like a weird combination. Like, I don't know that any of that's a draw to live there, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's just like, what can we do with the land? We're not going to build more casino space, maybe, and having people on property, maybe that, if you live at the apartments, maybe you're going to more likely to gamble at the Silverton.
Well, that, and then it's nice to have like the access to the restaurants and stuff, and then the shopping mall and it's just south of the airport and everything, so the location's pretty prime if you need to get around anywhere right off the highway and everything. If
you live there, you can go watch the mermaids swim every day in the aquarium. So there you go. That
should have been on the top 10 list. Should have been on there.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's show. Let us know what you think about any of these topics in the comments, about the crazy story about Jeff German, the reporter, about Buffalo Bills, what it looks like, all the video footage that we showed you, about the 10 best. Do you agree with those lists? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comments. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, smash the thumbs up button, tell a friend about us. We'll be back next week with a new show. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Back next week if I survive Mexico City.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.